Gary Stothard here, weekly swing tip time. So what we're going to look at today is shaping some shots. So we're going to hit some draws and some fades, have a bit of fun, trying to explain the way we'd sort of, try and hit that shot to the right or the shot to the left, and try and actually manipulate the spin on the ball to get better skill sets. So, sometimes in a round of golf you do need to draw it round the tree, or you need to fade it the opposite direction, and to have this ability to be able to do it and control your flight is essential, really. So I'm going to give you a few ideas to shaping shots. So first of all, we'll hit the draw shot. So to hit the draw, we need to change the path to go from in to out, and then we need a closing face to actually draw that shot back to target. But the best way to sort of explain it, how we would do it, is if we think of our target line is there, we simply need to, the real key thing here, we need to set that ball off right of target. So the ball needs to set off right to be able to curve back to target. What most people do when they hit the draw or the hook, it doesn't set off far enough right. It sets off too straight or even left, and then it turns further to the side, so then they miss the target by a mile. So we've got our target line there. This is what you'd simply do on the practice ground to practice this. And we're going to close our stance here. So rather than aiming parallel to target, we're actually going to close it there. So we're going to give ourselves the best chance to be able to hit to the right of that noodle there. So we're going to aim to the right, feet, hips and shoulders. We can close the club face if you want in address. So if we slightly close the club face, that's going to help impart that right to left spin on it. You can do it two ways, either close it in address, or actually try and feel like you're manipulating the face from the body and the arms together, trying to close that face down. But the real important thing here is, forget about the target. You've got to hit to the right of it. If we don't hit right, you're not swinging into out. And that is absolutely essential. We've got to set it off to the right and then curve it back to the left. So aim everything, feet, hips and shoulders to the right. I've closed my club face down, and then I'm going to feel like I'm going to swing it to the right of the noodle. There we go. So we hit to the right, and it's trying to curve back to the target. There's not quite enough hook, but it did set off right, and it was trying to draw back. Let's have a look at the numbers. So there we go. If we look at the numbers here, so we can see the path, importantly, is into out, and that's absolutely key. And the easiest way to make your path go into out, like I said, is aim to the right, but make sure you swing to the right. And then you can see there we've got a closing face on it, which has put the spin axis as a draw. So that's really important, is making sure you're into out with a closed face. Then it will set off right of target, and then it will draw back to target. Okay, so now on to the fade. So everything the opposite to the draw. So we've got our target line there. So that noodle there is exactly on line with the flag in the distance. So we need to give ourselves the best chance of setting that ball off to the left of it. So open stance. So we're going to point the stick to the left, and this is what you do on the practice ground. You'd have a stick here, and you'd have a stick there. And it's very simple. You'd open everything up to the target. So we're going to have our feet, hips and shoulders all pointing left on the same direction as the stick here. We can open the club face in address just ever so slightly. This will help impart the left to right spin on it. But important, the real key thing, you've got to make sure you swing down the line that you're pointing. Try not to hit the target. You've got to swing and set the ball off left of the target here. It's got to set off left and then curve to the right. Okay, so we're going to aim everything to the left, slightly open up that face, but then really important, try and hit to the left of the noodle. There we go, hit to the left. You can see it's trying to curve back to the target. There we go, just got on there. Let's have a look at the numbers. There we go, and we can see the important thing there, the path out to in, club face open, which imparts the fade spin. absolutely key, you set the ball off left. And then what we must have is an open face. You don't want a closed face to an out to in, whereas it's a double cross and then you're left and further left. So it's really simple to change the path direction. So if I aim right and swing to the right, you're into out. If I aim left and swing to the left, you're out to in. But what the difficult thing is, and hopefully there's a reaction to your swinging left, is that you want to open the face. You know, why would we want to close the face when we're swinging left? Because we're just going to hit it further left. And if we flip it around, if we're swinging to the right, you know, we should have a reaction to wanting to close the face down to bring it back to the target. That's the real sort of key thing here. Get the path right, and then the face then should marry up to it. But it's practice. You know, get on the range and get used to pointing slightly to the right. You know, shut that face a little bit and just swing in the direction you're aiming. You know, get used to trying to swing in that direction, and we can see there we've got that nice little bit of a draw. And if we flip it the other way, aim everything to the left and try and swing to the left, we can see there it's moving back the other way. So manipulate the path by the stance and then react to it with the club face. It's not as difficult as you think to actually shape the shots. Get the right thought process and practice it, just simple drills. Thank you very much, cheers.